Y'all, hey, welcome to Coffee with Friends. This is Raw to the Bone, but y'all knew that. Let's see what the vibes are for Tuesday. How about this? Hey, what? Sometimes instrumentals, they do it for me, especially when you know the song. That was Pretty Wings. Okay. Pretty Wings. How many people out here went to the Maxwell concert? And how was it? I know my face is kind of shiny. Thank you, McCliver. Good morning, Kiss the Boys. I know my face is shining. I was just getting ready to talk about this tan, McCliver. Hey, One Reliable Sing. Good morning, Facebook. Good morning, YouTube. Let me just go over to Facebook real quick and make sure that my feed is good. Come on in, y'all. Come on in. I'm just still setting up, preparing. Good morning. I'm going to tell you about this tan in a minute. Come on in. Come on in. I'm just giving people time. All right. So I was saying, I know my face is shiny. All right. And so let me explain what's happening there. I mean, for all those that go on vacation and lay in the sun, I actually, listen, the beach is my favorite, absolute favorite pastime. As a matter of fact, grab your coffee or your tea. Listen, I'm going to sip my coffee because I haven't sipped it yet. Hey, Hearts of Fire. Good morning. Mm, mm. This is so good, y'all. All right, so the tan, before I get distracted and move on to something else. I told y'all I done laid out there, fell asleep in the sun and burnt myself, right? And so my skin in certain places is really dry and itchy. And so I've been packing on things to keep my skin moisturized because as soon as I put moisturizer on, my skin soaks it up and it feels dry again. Like right here feels real dry. Okay. This is what happens when you fall asleep in the sun, right? Be careful, people. Do not fall asleep out in the sun. Okay. The drinking and the dozing off is not good when you're in the sun. Make sure your ass get underneath the umbrella. All right. So my face is shiny because I normally use La Occitane products on my face, right? Wash my face. I still do. I washed my face with my La Occitane cleanser this morning, but I put aloe vera on this face after that. Forget all that other serum and eye cream. I didn't do none of that. Okay. I literally slapped some aloe vera on my face. hmm And then I slapped some Eucerin Intensive Care. You know that Vaseline, the Eucerin Intensive Care Vaseline. I put that shit on my face. Okay. Because the sun is vicious, y'all. Be careful out there. But I appreciate the tan. But right now, I'm three different colors. I'm real spotty. Look at my shoulder, y'all. I'm like several different colors right now, but give it a couple of weeks. I will balance out. I will balance out. Good morning. Good morning. So, I wanted to tell y'all something that I didn't share with y'all. My girlfriend reminded me that this happened on the trip in Jamaica. So, I want to ask you guys something. Black folk, why are y'all like this? Why are y'all so mean? I could say it, I'm black. I could talk about my own black folk, okay? Why are y'all so mean? The reason why I say that is because every time I go to a resort or every time I go on vacation, it's very few times I have an issue with any other culture. All the other cultures are minding their business, having a good time, dancing all crazy on the dance floor, not giving a fuck who's watching. Y'all saw I posted the white guy on a cruise ship doing a wobble. He was having a great time. He wasn't fucking paying attention to what anybody else thought about his wobble on that boat. That's why I appreciate other cultures when we go on vacation. I'm sorry, black folks. Y'all are mean. Let me tell y'all why my experience with the mean black folk on vacation. All right, we need to do better. Now, I want to say this. I want to say that I understand black people. I understand. I understand that you've been through a lot of trauma, okay? And you're dealing with a lot of toxic situations. I get it. And you're healing. I get that too, right? I get it. But y'all motherfuckers don't have to be so mean. So, buffet hour. What was this? So I told y'all every day, Maria and I had a routine. I wish she joined the live because she reminded me of this shit yesterday. And I was like, how the fuck can I forget this happened? And so on our way to have lunch, we were on our way to migrate to another beach. But in between migration, we stop and we eat, right? And so I can't remember. Actually, this was breakfast. We hadn't even gone on the beach yet. We had just come out our room, went to the restaurant to grab breakfast. That's exactly what happened. So you know how, hey, Veronica Madison, good morning. Good morning. So you know what happens. Good morning, protagonist. Good morning, Mika. Good morning. Um, you know what happens. I didn't clear my chat from yesterday, so this is going to be interesting. All right, I see where the new chat started. I have to keep up with this software. So, okay, back to the breakfast, right? So, you know how people are standing online either for omelet or jerk chicken or whatever the fuck it is. Actually, it was lunch. I'm wrong because jerk chicken was out. So, it was lunch. It's about 12 o'clock. Yeah, I'm trying to hold on to that Veronica. So anyway, there was a long line for the jerk chicken, but that line, behind that line there was the buffet, right? So I just wanted to reach behind and grab some. Hey Ian, good morning. I just wanted to reach behind and grab some ackee and saltfish, right? And I said, "Excuse me," because I squeezed in between the line just to get to the buffet to put the food on my plate. Well, baby, you would have thought I said fuck you. You would have thought I said, fuck you. I literally said, excuse me. Good morning, Glamour 47. I said, excuse me, this mean black folk lady. I'm calling y'all mean this morning. I am. I am. She turned around and she looked at me with every bit of her attitude and she said, where do you expect me to move? I don't have any place to move. You see, I'm online. Baby. This was her talking to me because I'm trying to get my ackee and sawfish. I turned around and I was like, um, I said, excuse me, I didn't expect you to move, but I said, excuse me, so that you would know that I'm next to you getting something from the buffet. Now, if I didn't say, excuse me, and I just reached over and got something from the buffet, my ass would be rude, right? And she's looking at me, you know, I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm looking at her going, what the fuck? You know, so as I'm having this dialogue, Maria is on the other side. She must have felt my energy. This is how you know you got good travel buddies, y'all. Okay. She must have felt my energy as I was talking to this lady. Okay. Maria flew over there and was like, what the fuck? Are we about to get put out this shit today? What's going on? What's happening? Is this our last day at the resort? That was only day 2, y'all. And in my head, I was like, no, I don't really want to get kicked out this resort, but I'm going to cuss this bitch out if she open her mouth again. Okay. So Maria is standing there going, what's up? We got a problem here? And the lady is looking, and I'm looking at the lady, and I'm going, exactly, what the fuck? And I walked off, right? And so every time we saw this lady pass us by at the resort, Maria's like, there go the lady from the buffet. I fell out every time. The lady avoided looking at us the rest of the vacation. The rest of the time she and we were there, she didn't want to look at us. But folks, I want to say this. Why are y'all so fucking mean when y'all go on vacation? Like I said, excuse me, right? And she tried to bite my fucking head off. But if I hadn't said excuse me, then I'd have been the rude bitch. Y'all got to get it together. Do y'all realize when y'all go on vacation, pay attention to the other cultures, y'all. Pay attention to the other cultures. They ain't giving a fuck. They're not. They out there having a vacation. When the music comes on, they get the fuck up and they dance. They don't give a shit what they look like. They don't give a shit who's watching. They not there for the shits. They are there to be on vacation. Okay? You are in a sunny fucking island and you still there acting like a mean ass bitch. How does that happen? Right? I was listen, lately I've been grabbing my invisible pearls like what? Like what? And I talk about loving up on our black brothers and sisters all the time. But baby, we were about to get put out. Because literally I was like this in the lady face, like, what the fuck? Like, are you serious right now? The fuck? I'm trying to get back. I said, excuse me. Where you want me to go? You expect me to move? I was like, damn, you in Jamaica. The sun is fucking shining. There's a beach outside and there's a fucking swimming pool and all this fucking food and you still got an attitude. Listen, people, I just want to say this. Georgie said, I'm sure she is mean like that all the time. Listen, even if she was, if vacation don't help you, boo, you need to figure out what the fuck helps you. If you are mean like that when you go on vacation, when you're supposed to be relaxing, baby, you need to do some escalation in your healing process. There's no reason for it at all. And when she reminded me of that, I was like, baby, this shit only happens to me when we go, when I'm away. It does. It absolutely does. Heart to Fire said, I like Maria. I'm telling you, listen, she was all the way on the other side. I don't know how she saw me having this beef with this lady, but she was over there in like 2 seconds talking about what we getting put out this shit today. We getting put out fuck out this bitch today. What's up? Like she was ready. That lady ain't never said nothing else to us. But it's very unfortunate, guys, that we go on vacation, we try to have a good time, and we still pack our attitude. No, she wasn't Jamaican. She was just a black woman there, just like the rest of us, in her bathing suit, trying to get some fucking lunch. Being mean. But it's funny, McCliver, that you asked me, was she Jamaican? What are you trying to say about the Jamaicans? I mean, you got all right to talk. Them your folks. You could talk about your own folks. So what made you ask me if she was Jamaican, McCliver? Are you saying Jamaicans are mean? Is that what you're saying? Thank you, protagonist. I don't know if I want to be welcomed back though, but okay. Was she hot? No. I mean, to somebody, she wasn't ugly. She was just, I don't know, McClive. I didn't really look at her like that. But, no, she wasn't hot. She was just an ordinary lady being mean. Okay? Being the fuck mean. Oh, hard to fight. You that friend? You that friend that's rolling over there talking about what's up? I'm like that too. I peep situations for a little while first, and then I'll be like, what? I start turning around going, what's up? What's happening? We got an issue. Like I start migrating my way into the problem, right? Trying not to pop off too quick. But this lady, she was about to get Aki and Sawfish on her and her damn swimsuit. Wow. But I still want to know, hey Future, I still want to know why the question of what was she Jamaican, McCliver? Veronica Madison said she probably thought you were too sexy and her man would look at you. The thing is, she didn't seem to have no man. Every time we saw her, she was by herself. The nice thing about this resort, right? This is a resort that I would actually feel comfortable traveling to by myself. Really. I say that, right? But my anxieties would kick in at that Jamaican airport by myself because you come through that airport and it's like 5 million people online. And so my anxieties can't take it. But I know that if I travel by myself, I know what to do now. Right. But that is a resort that I don't think I'll be afraid to travel by myself. So if I ever experience, because that's still on my bucket list, y'all, being able to travel by myself. So if I ever decide to travel by myself, I would pick a resort like that, because they were a safe resort. They had a lot of activities. People were friendly for the most part. I don't know what the fuck was wrong with that black lady getting lunch. Okay. You know, you said Jamaicans don't like to get pushed around, but I didn't push her around. I said, excuse me. That's what I don't understand. I didn't push her around. I said, excuse me. Right. I'm sure excuse me works in Jamaican patois. In any other language, it means the same thing. Excuse me. It's supposed to be polite. When somebody says excuse me, that should not trigger an attitude. Unless it's a sarcastic, like excuse me. Like if it's something like that, then yes. But if you see somebody say excuse me because they're trying to reach past you, that's them being polite. And if you buck off and get an attitude over that, you just a bitch. You are. You are. You just a bitch. Let's do better, people. All right. The other thing is, I touched on it a minute ago, but I want to ask y'all, when y'all go on vacation, right, and the music comes on and shit, and y'all be jamming, do y'all get up and dance or do y'all just sit on the wall and look around? I'm going to tell you my experience on vacation. When I go on vacation, the black folks be standing around just moving their butts. You know how they do. Let me show you. Y'all know though. The music be on. Let me see. The music be on. Let me see. With their drinks, right? That's the black folks, right? That's the black folks, right? The white folks, they don't care what music is on. Okay. All they know is that they are on vacation, they are fucking drinking, and they ain't got their kids. That's all they know. And they get up on the dance floor and they do whatever the fuck they want, right? And we, the black folks, looking at them laughing. But you know what? I don't laugh no more. I used to be that black person that stood on the sideline laughing at these white folks having a good time and dancing all crazy and wild until I realized one thing. These motherfuckers are not giving a fuck and they're having a good time. They don't care what people think about them. They don't care what people say about them. They know that for the days that they are on vacation, they are letting completely the fuck loose. Okay? Black brothers and sisters, enjoy your vacations. Don't hold back. I reminded myself of that while I was on vacation this time, and I said, fuck that. I got up and I danced too by myself. I did. I did because you spend all this money, you go away, you want to have vacation. Hey, Johnny Hill, good morning. And you stand there looking cute, just gyrating to the music. This ain't the club in New York City. You done spent a lot of money to go the fuck away. You better see what them other people are doing and have a good damn time. Mm. Listen, I'm just saying they know how to have a good damn time. But good morning, y'all. Let's see what the topic is today. Happy fucking Tuesday. Good morning. Good morning. See, that's why I don't like to take a damn week off. Because look, my eyeballs are low. But this is the topic. Let me see. What do I have for the topic today? For those that are on Facebook and YouTube watching, you can see the topic being displayed on my screen. Is dating. Who pays for what? Is it always expected that he pays, the man? Right? Dating. Who pays for what? I saw an article floating around social media. Hey, Black Ice. I saw an article floating around social media that said you need at least $400 to go on a date. $400 to go on a date. That's what they're saying the going rate is now for a date. Who agrees that $400 is the amount you need to go on a date, right? And who Who is expected to pay for the date? Is the person that asked you out on a date expected to pay? Or are we always expecting that the man pays for the date? What are we thinking? Black Ice, why are you throwing up? Why are you gagging? I don't understand. Right? This is what's going around social media. They're debating on how much it costs to take a woman out on a date. $400. And they said if you go to a decent restaurant, your bill is going to be at least $200. Now, I had to think about that. I did. I had to think about that because just going off of the fact that there's a Mexican restaurant right here. Okay, Hearts of Fire answer. She said the person who asked for the date should pay for the date. Okay, that's a good answer. So far we got an answer. The person who asked for the date should pay for the date. All right. So as far as the amount of money, okay, I was at this Mexican restaurant, just a local Mexican restaurant in our neighborhood, right? When new stuff opens in my neighborhood, I like to try it because I like to support my local businesses, right? And so I kept saying, I want to go to this Mexican restaurant. I love Mexican food. I do. And so we go to this restaurant, right? And we sit at the bar. At first, they sat us at the table, and I was like, I see happy hour. So I asked the waiter, I said, is it happy hour? Because to me, I don't care who asked me out on a date, right? I'm not going to try to abuse the money in the bill. If I know it's happy hour, I'm going to be like, oh, let's move to the bar or whatever the case may be. So we moved to the bar and I have happy hour. Baby, first of all, they didn't tell me that the margaritas that I ordered was not a part of the happy hour. So let's talk about the amount of money that you need on a date, right? Now, this was just a Mexican restaurant, casual conversations. The margaritas were $18 a piece. So right there, that's $40 for two drinks. Okay. You haven't even ordered your appetizers and your dinner yet, right? Then you order your appetizers. Say your appetizers are $10 each. So that's another $20. So right now you add $50. That's just for a casual sit down meal. Then you order your food. Say your plate is about $20 each. That's another $40, right? And so, now you're hitting the mark to $100. This is just, and there's only one drink. So if you sit at that bar and you have 2, 3 drinks, right? You could be up to 160 with tip and everything, 180 just at some little Mexican restaurant in the local neighborhood. Mm. I just experienced that. And I was like, wow, right? So Black Ice says, I refuse. First off, the asker should pay. Okay. So two people on here said the question and the topic here today is dating. Who is expected to pay for the date? Is he always expected to pay for the date? Right? And Black Ice said, I refuse. First off, the asker should pay. Okay. Johnny said, I still date my wife and I don't pay no freaking $400. Right. Where are these people going for $400 now? I did say Mexican restaurant costs us 180. Now let's talk about if you go to a restaurant like Ruth Chris or Capital Grill or something of that nature, right? Um, Mr. Chow's. Anybody been to Mr. Chow's? Right? Anybody took a date to Mr. Chow's? I'm having a hot flash, y'all. Anybody took a date to Mr. Chow's? Mr. Chow's is an Asian restaurant in Manhattan where they don't have prices on the menu. Okay. I've been to Mr. Chow's twice. Okay. Um, One time it was a group of friends and I cussed my girlfriend the fuck out because the bill came and it was over $1,500. And I was like, what the fuck? Where the fuck am I? And they're talking about everybody put in $333. I was like, oh my God, like what the fuck happened? This is not even a date. We just at a group of people, group of friends at Mr. Chow's hanging out. That's it, and that's all. And our bill was over $1,500. I cussed them the fuck out. The second time I went to Mr. Childs, good morning, AG, Photography 21. The second time I went to Mr. Childs, it was a date. I don't know how much the shit costs, but restaurants of that nature are expensive. So, the date is going to cost according to the restaurant you choose, right? So let's talk about that. Black Ice said, "I'm becoming a home chef." Are you becoming a home chef because you're trying to save money, or is that some new sexy shit you're trying to do? Let's talk about it. Okay. Is it because you're trying to save money? And Johnny, you said you still date your wife. That's a beautiful thing. I love it. Right? I love that because when I brought this topic up, I said, I wonder if everyone's gonna think this just applies to new dating scenarios, right? This applies to you being in a relationship too, right? You being in a marriage, when you go out on a date, do you always expect your husband to pay? And fellas, do you sometimes have a problem paying? Do you avoid asking women out on dates because you don't want to pay the bill? How often, for our single ladies out there, how often do men call you and invite you out to dinner? Are men still doing that? I mean, I'm new out here in these single streets, so I've had dinner treats, but how often does that happen? A movie can be a date. But listen, Hearts of Fire, let's think about that. A movie, even if you go to a movie, who should pay? Right? So far, Black Ice said the asker should pay. Hearts of Fire, I believe you said the asker should pay. Right? So if I ask a gentleman on a date, it's expected that I pay. I kind of agree with that. I asked him out on the date, so I definitely think I should pay. Okay. But you said a movie is a date. Let's talk about the fucking movie. Movie theater. How much are the tickets now in the movie theater? $19, something like that. So two people, $40, right? You buy some popcorn, that's another $25 between popcorn, juice, or whatever the case may be. So you spend $65. And if you go to the movie theater that I go to, I stop at the bar and I get a drink or two, and they bring the drinks to you in the movie theater. So I could spend an easy $100 just going to the movies. Dating is expensive, y'all. It is. But does it have to cost $400? Ladies, what are y'all expecting on a date? What is acceptable to y'all on a date? And do y'all ever offer to pay? Now, I have offered to pay on dates. I have asked people out. Well, not a lot, right? But if I ask you out, okay, I'm offering to pay. So I agree with that. I agree with that. But I'm gonna tell you no lie, I've never paid a $400 bill. Mm-mm. Black Ice said facts. She will think I'm being sexy for me. I ain't spending 400 on someone I might be with. Wow. You said I might be with. There was also a post on IG where this guy took this girl out on a date. And supposedly he spent over $400 that night on a date. And at the end of the date, I'm sure some of you guys saw this circulating around on IG somewhere, right? At the end of the date, he wanted to sleep with her. And she was like, we just met. We just came out on a date. This is our first date. And he said, I just spent $400. I want my money back. Because to him, he obviously thought that spending $400 was going to get him some pussy. That's what he thought. That's what he thought. And then at the end of the night, when he realized he wasn't getting none, he wanted his money back. So, fellas, when you go out on a date and you pull that money out, make sure you are genuinely just trying to take this woman out on a date, not just trying to get in her drawers, because that money, that date is not going to guarantee you getting in her drawers. And this guy was very bitter about the fact that he spent over $400 on a date, which told me that it wasn't genuine. He really was spending $400 for pussy. AG said, I love taking control and paying the bill. Okay. I love that. I love that. I love taking control and paying the bill. Thank you, AG, for that. All right. So when you take your partner out to a date, right? The question here is he always expected to pay? And AG said, I don't mind paying. I love taking control and paying the bill, right? Johnny said, my wife and I switch off months. We have a standing date night each month. And when it's my month, I pay and vice versa. I love that. Did y'all go to counseling, Johnny? I love how you navigate through your marriage. He be coming on here dropping some deuces. Listen, I don't know if y'all be paying attention, but they got a system going on over there at Johnny Hill's house. Okay. I love that, Johnny. I don't know if you guys went to therapy, but that shit is fly. Date night every month, a standing date night every month. I think that shit is important. A standing date night every month. And how they have it set up is they switch off months. One month I pay, the next month she pays. I love that. That's a great idea, guys. Anybody, Johnny, listen, let people steal your idea. Anybody not having date nights in their house? That's a good one. Date night, a standing date night once a month. Once a month. Okay? And alternate who pays. I love that. Veronica Madison said the asker should pay. Okay, so we got a couple of people on here that said the asker should pay. So let me ask you this, ladies. How many ladies on here asking men out on dates? I need to know. I need to know. How many women on here are asking men out for dates? If some of you believe that the asker should pay, are you asking these men out on dates? Johnny said, off topic, DC police just captured a suspect that was shooting and killing homeless people in New York and DC. Yes! Let me share this on the screen. Thank you, Johnny Leon Hill, for highlighting us on this. Right now, you guys on IG can't see the comment that I'm sharing on the screen, but you heard me read it. So the other day on the news, there's two things I need to tell you that's off topic, right? Two things that's going on right now that we need to talk about real quick, and then we'll get back on topic. There has been a guy going around shooting and killing homeless people, right? You know, disrupting the homeless while they're sleeping. Why y'all so mean? Was he black? Was he white? What was he? They caught him on camera. He gets on and off the train, whoever this person is, and he's harming our homeless people all up and down Newark and all kind of shit. Okay, so I want to say I'm so glad that they caught this person. Like, who the fuck bothers the homeless people? Why these homeless people are not bothering anybody? Why are we disturbing these homeless people? Thank you for sharing that, Johnny Leon Hill. I am so glad that that person was captured. All right, our poor homeless. The second thing I want to tell you guys that's off topic before I forget, I was speaking to my girlfriend, a friend of mine last night, and she highlighted me on something that's going around on Facebook and IG right now. People's accounts are being taken down. It makes me very nervous, right? With the war in Germany. Okay, Biden moment. The war between Russia and Ukraine, the war between Russia and Ukraine, right, is causing such issues, right? That Facebook, for people that have large followings on Facebook and IG, this is where the large followings is going to hurt you. Okay. For people that have large followings on their platform, Facebook is flagging them and making them implement additional security on their platform. Okay. And so certain accounts are being flagged to sign up for this Facebook Security Protect. I don't know if any of you have seen these messages yet. All right. If you get this alert to sign up for Security Protect because your account is chosen, that means that Facebook is going to give you a certain amount of time to sign up for Security Protect on your account, or they are going to take your page down. Period. This is what's going on. When she told me that, I went and I did my own research and I found that the information is true. All right. They do not, this is happening for people that are in politics, people that work for the federal government, people that are just very social on social media that has a lot of followings, you know, people that have the blue checks on their accounts. They may start to get notified that they need to set up this Facebook Protect, all right? And in a certain amount of time, or they will take your page down. All right. This is some new shit that's going around now. I know someone that has lost both their pages, Facebook and IG, to this. Okay. And I know someone else who is on warning and they have like 2 more days before their Facebook page is going to be taken down if they don't set up this Facebook Protect. All right. So this is just an FYI in case you see this pop up on your Facebook. It's real, y'all. It's real. So make sure if you see that, sign up for Facebook Protect. They scan your account, of course. I don't know. You know, they protect your account from hackers, supposedly, right? But if you see that and you want to keep your account because your account is associated with a business, you're gonna have to go ahead and sign up with that Facebook Protect. But if you don't give a shit about your account because it's just a play page for you, then let them take it and create a new one. I don't know. But thank you for that, Johnny. That did remind me to share that Facebook Protect update with you guys. All right. Veronica Madison said, if someone takes me out, sometimes I pay the tip to be nice. Okay. That's a good gesture. That is a really good gesture. If a guy takes you out on a date, it's a really good gesture to offer to pay the bill. I mean the tip, right? Even sometimes offer to pay the bill, right? I don't mind. I have no issues in inviting someone out to eat and paying the bill. I have no issues with that. If I like their company and I want to go out and eat, I will invite you out and I will pay the bill. I have no issue with that. I do feel that, the asker should pay to some extent, right? Hey, Soulful BBW. Girl, I thought about you last night. I spoke to our homegirl, Nadira. Yes, she is here home for a little while visiting. So I told her to please reach out to you to say hey. All right. Um AG said, send me in my opinion, regardless who asked, I think it's appropriate that the man pays the bill. Okay. So in your opinion, AG said in his opinion, he thinks it's appropriate that the man pays the bill. What do y'all say? That's that's that old gentleman quality that some people hold on to. They expect the man to pay the bill, right? But aren't some of these men out here struggling too? In my opinion, got it. Heart to Fire said the Batman movie that I went to was a date. I paid. Total was about 80. The guy is someone I've known forever. Okay, $80 for a movie. That's what I'm talking about. That's not even dinner unless you went to a dining theater and ordered, food to be delivered to your chair. That's not even dinner, and that's $80. Imagine if you did dinner and a movie. That's an easy 250. Future said, my best friend or my boyfriend usually pays when we go out, but I pay sometimes. Okay, so Future, do you expect him to pay? Like when y'all go out, is it automatically expected that he pays because that's what you got used to? And fellas, when you are the one that's paying all the time, do you ever get annoyed that you pay all the time? And if you do get annoyed, how do you bring this to your significant other's attention or your girlfriend or the person that you're interested in? How do you bring it to their attention that, listen, babe, I know we go out all the time and I pay, but sometime can you pay? Is that an appropriate conversation to have? I'm just asking. Hey, Natalia, good morning. Black Eye said, nah, not like that for me. I don't expect them to give it up. More so, not breaking pockets on someone noting if I want to move, not knowing if I want to move forward with. But that's what dating is about, right? Right, Black Ice? Isn't that what dating is about? How do we know that? That's a good point. And Black Ice, at what point do you know that you're going to move forward in this relationship, right? Isn't that what dating is about? You go out on these dates. This is where you have your conversations. This is where you try to figure out if you're interested in each other, right? These things are occurring during the date. And this is where you determine if this is a person that you're interested in. How else are you getting to know the person? To know whether you want to move forward with them if you're not dating. How would you know? Right. AG said at Johnny Leon Hill, stop showing off. He got it together. Listen, it is so important for health, for relationships, in order for them to be healthy, communication and them fucking date nights. I'm telling you. I preached about that in my marriage. Okay. I love a date. And it doesn't always have to be an expensive date. I like going to the park in the summer times. You know, I like going to the park, setting up a picnic blanket with some music, some cheese and some crackers, sandwiches, and just chilling. That's a date for me. Doesn't have to cost a lot of money, but it is important to have those moments. Veronica said, I do, but I'm past pricey shit. I get real creative. Hmm. Hmm. Hey, Yoga Girl Sai. Good morning. Soulful BBW said, me. I asked, but they haven't let me pay. So you've been in a situation where you've asked men out on dates, and when you go to pay, they refuse to let you pay. I've had that scenario. I go to pay and they're like, nah, they don't feel right. But I don't mind paying, especially if I like your company. I don't mind. As long as it's an exchange in effort, right? I feel like that's when you know that you're dating successfully, because if the woman is willing to pay for her date, then she's showing interest in that person. That's how I feel. Hey Jello, good morning. Thank you so much. Um I know I had a Biden moment. I did. Future said, I don't think I ask people on dates. I suggest places when they say, what are we gonna do? Yep. I don't, I mean, I, I, I have, but it's not something that I do normally, but it's something that I consciously now keep on the top of my head, right? Because listen, what I've learned is that at my age, men have trust issues. Just like us women, we have trust issues. Some men feel defeated because of relationships that they've been in. Some people feel like Black Ice, I'm not spending all that fucking money on someone that I might not move forward with. All kinds of things. Listen, people have gone through shit, right? We're not in our well, some of us not in our 20s and 30s anymore, right? And so there's baggage. So I keep that in mind at this age in dating, right? To if I'm interested in the gentleman, right, and I want to go out on a date with him, I might ask and pay to let him know that this is not a one-sided dating scenario. I'm interested too. I'm invested, you know? Soulful said, I'll pay the tip. Okay. No, no, right. AG said, right. That's true. AG said, Roy, you never paid the bill when we went out to eat. Yeah. And he's my friend. Gentleman, though, right? But I don't ever expect him to pay, right? It's just his way. It's just his way. That's why when we talk about going out to eat, we make sure he be like, nah, I can't go this week. Because when we go out to eat, he don't have an issue paying. Future said, I like AG's way of thinking about paying for dates. I bet bet you do, Future. I bet you do. I really don't want to pay, but I will sometimes. See, that's it. That's honest. Future, thank you for being honest. Fuck. Thank you for being honest. She said, I really don't want to pay. Why? Why don't you want to pay, Future? I love the honesty, right? But this is why we're here on Coffee with Friends, to unpack some shit and to understand each other, right? And to understand what the fuck the rules are, if there are rules. Shit. Why you don't like to pay, Future? Tell me why you don't like to pay, right? You said, but I will sometimes, right? But how about if the men felt like that? We would be looking at these motherfuckers side eye. We'd be like, what? You don't want to pay for dinner? You see how that works? A woman can say, I don't want to pay. And we just be like, yes, I understand, baby boo. But imagine a guy turn around and be like, I don't want to pay for dinner. We be like, you cheap bastard. You motherfucker. I don't even want to date your ass. You know, we would go down the line. We would go down the line. Hey, Miss Champagne. Yoga Girl Side said, fellas, if you are paying all of the time, what do you want in return? Great question. Not necessarily tit for tat, but what do you want from a woman? What do you want? If you're paying all the time, what do you want from the woman? Soulful BBW said, I always offer to pay. It's just who I am. Okay. Men, are you intimidated when a woman offers to pay for dinner? Some of you? No? No issue there? Women can pay for dinner? No issue there? Okay. Yoga Girl Side said, personally, I think early dating should be low key and free to inexpensive. Great point. That goes back to Black Ice's point, right? Black Ice said he's not investing $400 in someone he doesn't know where the relationship is going. And so Yoga Girl Side said, personally, I think early dating should be low key and free to inexpensive. Mm. Legs and wallets should be closed. Legs. At first I was like, is this a mistype? But it's not. Legs and wallets should be closed. Well, wallets might be slightly ajar. Legs and wallets should be closed. I love it. So early dating should be low key and free to inexpensive. The summertime is the best time for that. Right? Because that's where I talk about the parks. Like there's a park over here, Saddle River Park, that I love to walk in. Right. So if I was messing with somebody that I was interested in, I would ask them to bike ride with me. That's a nice date. Bike ride. Sit out on the lawn with some food, walk. I love to jump on the bus or drive to Harlem, park my car, jump on the train, and walk around the city. I love to hang out in Washington Square Park, Central Park, right? I love to go roller skating. These are things that I like to do, right? That don't cost any money. And the summertime is the best part to do that. I love Brooklyn Park, underneath the Brooklyn Bridge over there. I love shit like that. And those are things that are low key and free to inexpensive. And you can do those things while dating. I agree with that, Yoga Girl Side. Yoga Girl Side said, after you get to the point where you like talking, then upgrade your time and effort and the man paying. Ah! Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You see how she slid that in there? You see how she slid that in there? Oh my God. I love it. Johnny said, question to the smokers and drinkers in the room. Mm. Do you date people who don't smoke or drink? Is that a problem for you? Smoke what? What are we smoking? What, I need clarity. What are we smoking? Cigarettes, weed. What we smoking? Because one is a no for me, the other one isn't. Right? If I'm going to answer the question. Right? Everybody out here, I'm gonna put Johnny's question up on the screen so Facebook and YouTube can see it. To the smokers and drinkers in the room, do you date people who don't smoke or drink? Is that a problem for you? I don't mind if I'm going to answer like this. If I smoked weed, right, and they did not, right, I would still date them as long as they didn't have a problem with what I do, right? If I drank and they did not, that's not going to be a problem for me as long as they don't put what they don't do on me. That's the only issue I have. If you make my habits an issue for you because that's not what you do, that's when me and you are going to have a problem, right? And so now, if I met somebody and they smoked cigarettes, I don't like it. That's my preference. I don't like it. Cigarette smoke lingers. And I know y'all gonna say weed smoke lingers too, but not like cigarettes. Cigarette smoke lingers. Now, if you smoke cigars and I don't smoke cigars, I still fuck with you because cigar smoking, that's different shit. So it's a broad question. I don't know. What are you guys thinking? Soulful said, I plan a date for the both of us to enjoy. If I ask, I will expect to pay. Just never end up paying. I love it. I love it. Hearts of Fire said dates can be at home, in the park, picnics, on the beach, zoos. Ooh, you said zoos. For the last 3 years, fucking pandemic, I've been trying to get to the fucking Bronx Zoo. Right? I've been to the Bronx Zoo plenty of times. I used to live by the Bronx Zoo, South Bronx, the South Bronx, South Bronx, right? But I can't seem to get there. And then the other issue is when I tell people I want to go to the Bronx Zoo, I love the zoo. They say, "Oh my God, there's so much walking in the zoo." So what? Put a big fucking hat on and keep the sun off your face. I love shit like that. This is what I'm talking about. I am the person. I went right over here to West Orange to the Turtle Zoo. Okay, that's where I fell off the wall and hurt my knee. And I know I was on somebody's Facebook page. It was all out in the public. I was embarrassed and shit, but I kept walking through that zoo, right? I love the zoo. That's a great idea. You just have to be creative. That's so true. Just have to be creative. Coach Donovan, good morning. Hey, Theo, good morning. Coach Donovan says, I always pay. That's why I only roll with people, with real people. Yeah, well, Coach Donovan, y'all motherfuckers, y'all bill be high though. Y'all bill be high. Okay. I can't even hang with y'all and talk about I'ma help pay. I can help pay, I can contribute. But when y'all hang out, Coach Donovan, it be high. But I'm gonna tell you, I used to be spoiled, y'all, right? Because I never had to pay for like food and shit like that when I went out, with my friends and with my exes and shit like that. But, at this age and stage in my life, I know that, you know, I got to be flexible in some things, right? So if I'm interested in you, I'll invite you out and I'll pay. I'll pay the bill. Hearts of Fire says, so please don't set yourself up for paying for dates that you can't afford. Period. Anybody ever been out on a date and their card got declined? Anybody? That does happen. So it's never happened to me, but listen, you know who's famous for their card getting declined all the time? And it's not because it don't be having no money on it, but the cards, they have this feature that you can go into your card and you can lock your card so that if you lose your wallet or some shit, the person can't use your card. Y'all know that feature. You can lock your card down, right? AG locks his credit cards down all the time. He logs into his account and he locks his cards. Okay, which is smart. But then we go grocery shopping, we go out, we do things, and he forget his shit is locked. He go to swipe his shit, and they be like, He'd be like, what? He'd be like, oh shit, I forgot to unlock my card. And he have to go into to the app and unlock your card. So, it's not always that your shit is declined because you ain't got no money. Remember to unlock those credit cards when you go out on a date because you don't want to be embarrassed. All right. Heart to Fire said, my youngest son will go broke on a date. Mm-mm, mm-mm. Coach Donovan said, not intimidated by any woman that wants to pay. Of course you're not. Of course you're not. Right? Anybody that's intimidated by a woman that wants to pay, you have to start asking yourself why. Why? Nothing wrong with it. Natalia said, nothing's wrong with a woman paying. I treat hubby sometimes. He doesn't expect it, but it's always a nice surprise. Dating may be different, but I still feel like a woman can treat a man if she asked. You know, it's interesting. It's an interesting comment in that paragraph, Natalia, right? She said, nothing wrong with a woman paying. She said, I treat hubby sometimes. He doesn't even expect it. Fellas, do you ever expect your woman to ask you out on a date? And are you shocked when she does and she offers to pay? That's a great one. Yoga Girl Side said, I agree with Black Ice on the 4 bills. I don't want to spend my moment to get ready, but more importantly, my time. I made this decision when I went on a blind date with a dude with a missing tooth, and he was shorter than me. See, this is why I don't do blind. You know, that's that shit with Match.com. When I was on Match.com for like 2, 3 months, right? I specifically put in my profile a certain height. I like a tall man. If you're not tall, I like you to be big, broad, but still taller than me. But either tall or, I like to feel, I'm short and I like to feel like a little bit with my man, like a little bit. Like I want to feel like a little bit with him. And so, listen, I went on Match.com and every motherfucker that responded to me was short. I was like, are y'all reading? Are y'all the fuck reading my profile? Like, why are you showing up and you 5'2" and 5'3"? That's my height. I don't want to. I don't want to. I don't, because when I put heels on, I don't want to feel like I'm taller than you. And when I go to hug you, I want to feel like I'm being swallowed by you. That's just my preference. All right. And so I can't do no blind date. I need to see it first. Future said, I like being treated on dates, but it's not one-sided. I take care of my man's body, mind, heart, and soul. Woo, I hear that shit. Mm. I hear that shit. Yoga Girl size. Oh, I read that part. Theo said, I have treated every now and then when in a relationship, but I grew up with cousins and brothers who modeled differently. They paid, they walked on the outside, etc. Oh, important, fellas. We drive around so much that when we walk down the street, we forget that the ladies are supposed to walk on the inside. Y'all remember that shit, right? The ladies are supposed to walk on the inside. And I have experienced some guys where I've had to walk around them to get on the inside because they're not paying attention. And I pay attention to that because I'm like, protect me. That's my thing. Protect me. Protect me. That is, make sure your ass is walking on the outside. Even when I pick my grandson up from school or wherever we are, I make him walk on the inside of me because I'm protecting him. That's how I want my man to do me. So yes, I'm with you, Theo. I have been treated in a way most of my life, not by my uncles and my dad. No, I'm not gonna tell that lie. I mean, they're not bad people, but they didn't take me out and treat me like the dinners and shit. But um, the guys that I've been with always treated me, to dinners and shit like that with no problem, right? And always made sure I walked on the inside. But then as I progressed, I noticed that I don't know if it's because we drive everywhere that sometimes when we walk, fellas, y'all forget. Make sure your ladies are in the inside. Okay. That's just a reminder. Veronica said, my best friend said, don't trust nobody that doesn't drink. Ah! What do y'all feel about that? Veronica Madison said, her best friend said, do not trust anybody who does not drink. Oh my God. Sometimes they are uptight as hell. Mm. First of all, where would they be going with me? Because they don't drink they're probably not going to want to hang in a lot of places I'm at. If 9 times out of 10, those are the friends that come out to dinner and shit with you, but those might not be the friends that go hang out with you at the bar and shit like that because they don't drink and that would be boring for them. Veronica Madison said, I like to get out raw. That's a problem. Cigarettes are a deal breaker. Cigars aren't a deal breaker, but I need you to brush your damn tongue and mustache here. It can stink sometimes. Yes. So I recently smoked a cigar, and one of the issues that I had with smoking a cigar is it was all like the smell was in my hair. And listen, black folks, we black folks, we don't wash our hair every day. Right. I'm not ashamed to say it. Sometimes I go 3 weeks, a month without washing my hair. Right. So I can't have cigar smoke. That one time I smoked that cigar, what was it, 2 weeks or so ago? I smelled that shit in my hair, in my clothes. I jumped in the shower. I washed my hair, did the laundry. I had to get that smell out. So I don't know. I would probably have to smoke cigars with my head wrapped or some shit. I don't know. I needed to stay out of my hair because I'm not trying to wash my hair every time I smoke a cigar. Theo said, I don't date smokers. I dated one person that smoked both, and my sinuses couldn't take it. And I didn't like the smell, so no. So no weed, no cigarettes, no cigar. Got it. Wow. Yoga Girl Side said, it happened to me. The guy had to leave the restaurant and go to the ATM to get cash, baby. So Yoga Girl Side, you went on a date. The guy pulled out his credit card and it got declined. You didn't offer to pay the bill? What did you do when his card got declined? Did you sit there and go, motherfucker, you better figure this shit out? And he ran to the ATM machine? Or what? Did you offer to pay? He said, nah, I'm gonna go to the ATM machine. That this is a perfect example of why I only accept dates when I know that I can afford to cover the meal in the event that some fuck shit happens. Okay. I always have my money. If I don't have any money, I might postpone the date until I have money. Anytime I go out on a date and I leave my house, either I have cash in my wallet, my debit card, or credit cards. And I'm like, yo, I'm going to have a backup plan because ain't nobody motherfucking embarrassing me out here. Now, if the card gets declined, my question to you is, do you pay for just your plate and tell the motherfucker to figure out how the fuck he gonna pay for his? Or do you pay for both plates and then y'all have the conversation after the fact? And do you go out on another date with this person? Yoga Girl Side said, I like the surprise gifts and dinner for your man. I like that too. Heart to Fire, great question. Has any man on here ever received flowers? Heart to Fire is asking the question, has any man on here ever received flowers? That's a great question. And fellas, would you like to receive flowers? That's a great question. Flowers and chocolate candy. Do y'all like shit like that? Ask him. Yoga Girl said the dude missing his front teeth was from Match. That's why I quit Match. Now, I know I've heard some successful stories where people, listen, my brother got all his women from Plenty of Fish, right? I've heard some successful stories from online dating and people, but I had the worst. They were either short or motherfucking liars. I was like, what the fuck? 3-ring circus is this shit. And I quit their ass. Future said, I've seen men get edible arrangements sent to them at work with a mustache theme. Football, baseball, golf. Okay. Right? Okay. So edible arrangements. What about flowers though? Yoga Girl Side said, I wasn't tripping. I don't remember if I offered to pay. I had a convo with the host while he went to the ATM. Okay, but what happened if he came back and he still didn't have the money? You would have just paid because you said you offered to pay. Would you have gone out on another date with him, Yoga Girl Side, if you had to pay? Veronica Madison said, hey, Yoga Girl, that's some real fuckboy shit. He would be washing dishes in the back. Damn, Veronica, you are so aggressive. You be so aggressive on here, yo. Like, you really gonna leave him to wash dishes? Okay, there's one answer. She said he gonna wash dishes, but would you pay for just your plate, Veronica? Because if you're not paying for your plate, you're gonna be washing dishes too, right? Natalia says smoking cigarettes is a deal breaker. Crazy considering I grew up with smokers all my life. Me too. Me too. But I can't stand the smell of cigarettes or weed. That stitch gets everywhere. That stench gets everywhere in everything. Yeah. Okay. Theo said, I was taught to always have money to pay for the meal and get home. Yup. I always have money to pay for my meal. And I always got fucking Uber money if I'm out. Don't fuck with me. I'm going to eat and I'm going to get the fuck home. Ladies, make sure you're always prepared. Fellas, you too. Coach said, nope, wish I did. Nope, as in no flowers, but would appreciate it with some chocolate. Okay, that is good to know. That was a great question, Heart to Fire. Great to know. So, Coach Donovan said, I've never received flowers, but I would appreciate it if I ever did with some chocolate. I love that, right? I never thought to send my man flowers. I didn't think that my man would appreciate flowers, but maybe he does. I love it. Theo said, although I usually say I will meet you, me too. I don't let people know where I live unless I trust you. Okay. Okay, Theo. Theo is grown. Theo said, I have sent a man flowers. You are grown. I'm still fucking growing up, yo. Johnny said, I received flowers once. I told her, don't do that again. I felt like a girl. I didn't know how to react. Okay. That's a fair answer. This is probably why I never bought my man flowers because I thought he would feel like you felt, Johnny. But then you have another gentleman on here that said he would like to receive flowers, right? So maybe that's a question, ladies, that we should ask our man. Like, are you the type of man that likes to receive flowers? Let's start asking these questions, right? Because everybody is not the same. Right? We don't have to go out and buy these expensive gifts for birthdays and shit like this or do these grand gestures. Sometimes just send flowers, even though flowers can be expensive. Yoga Girl Sai said, I didn't go out on another date with him because he wanted some punani after that one dinner. That he wanted punani after his credit card got declined and he had to go to the ATM machine to pull out money. He wanted punani. A man that didn't check his credit card balance before he went out to take somebody out to dinner. Even I do that. Before I go out, if whatever credit card I grab to go out, I go on and I check my credit card to make sure that I can fucking afford it. Right? But then the audacity of your shit getting declined and you had to go to the ATM machine while I sat there and spoke to the motherfucking host, being kind of semi-embarrassed. Okay. For you to come back and pay the bill and then want some punani? No, you were irresponsible. You didn't even make sure your finances were correct before you came out of this house. That's a red flag. You're not the type of man I want to be with. It's not because your card got declined, but because you didn't prepare like you should have prepared, which is a red flag because that means to me that you're financially irresponsible. And I don't have time for that. You knew you were taking me out. Be prepared. Okay. Theo said, if not flowers, send edible arrangements. That's always the alternative. Edible arrangements. We know that they like that, right? But I always wanted to know that too, Hard to Fire, if guys like flowers. And so now we know that some do and some don't. Let's start asking. But listen, guys, today's topic was dating. Is it expected that he always pays? And men, do you feel it's unfair that you are expected to always pay? Ladies, do you ever offer to pay? Right? What is your level of expectation as you're dating out here? Right? Think about it. When we're dating, I find that in conversations with women, they expect the man to constantly court them. But aren't the ladies supposed to court the man as well? Aren't you courting each other? It's a two-way street. Especially as we get older, right? People have trust issues. People have been burnt in relationships. People are healing. People are carrying around baggage. So there's going to be people that don't want to invest in someone constantly, not knowing where the relationship is going. But if they see you also stepping in and investing and showing interest, maybe those walls that we have built up from past relationships and the things that we're not willing to do will start to get chipped away. And we'll start to get more comfortable with each other and learn each other. And dating will become more pleasurable, right? I think. I don't know. Y'all know I'm not a licensed therapist and I'm not a certified life coach. I'm just out here navigating life and sharing my experiences and my opinion, like asshole. Everybody got one, right? And so, with that, I want to say, when you're dating, don't apply a cookie cutter formula to your dating experience, right? Date within your comfort zone. Right? This thing that's going around social media talking about you need $400 to date to take a woman out on a date. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. Stop putting the dollar value on the date in the interest of the person that you might be interested in. Go out, be creative. I agree with some of you guys on here in the beginning stages of your dates. Be creative. Do things that are not financially taxing, right? Don't put yourself out there and invest so much in the other person because then you might get upset if the relationship doesn't work and be like, oh, I invested all this money. No, live within your comfort zone and date within your comfort zone. And ladies, don't be afraid to pay for a date. Don't be afraid to ask a man out on a date and don't be afraid to pay. It doesn't mean anything. That's some mature shit. Johnny said, I don't need a woman to pay, but when I dated, I did notice if she asked me out and if she offered to pay. That's independence and confidence is sexy. Yeah, that's some grown, mature shit, right? Stop relying on these old cookie cutter ways. Start navigating your life and let it work for how it needs to work for you. Everybody is not going to be out there doing the same exact thing, right? Just because in some world somebody said when you go out on dates the men should pay doesn't necessarily mean that that's true for you in your situation, right? Listen, I had to bring this to the table because, I see stuff floating around social media. And so sometimes I grab onto the topic based on what I see on social media. But guys, it is 9:12, and I appreciate you guys joining Coffee with Friends. Today's topic was dating, right? Who pays for what? Is it always expected that he pays? Women, what are your expectations? Start thinking about this shit. Okay, fellas, before you go out on a date, make sure your finances are in order. Make sure you check your credit cards. Make sure you unlock your credit cards. Ladies, make sure you carry enough money on you to cover your dinner and you're able to get home. And don't always expect the man to pay. If you are interested in a fella, offer to take him out. You could pay too. It's okay. It's no big deal. All right. That's some confident and sexy shit based on what Johnny Hill said. All right. And with that, y'all know the link is in my bio. Follow me across all my platforms. Coffee with Friends After Dark will be booting up. What did I say? March 24th, right? I'm going to start advertising that 8 p.m. All right. I'm going to start advertising the Coffee with Friends boot up this month. And the topic that we're going to talk about as our first topic on Coffee with Friends After Dark, again, make sure, listen, the first show is going to be an intro. After that, we're going to start having topics and inviting guests on. I know Lulu Bells wants to come on the show, and that's good. All right. And then, I was talking to another friend of mine last night, and, we're chatting about doing something else. Right. And so more to come on that as I continue growing my platform. I appreciate you guys rocking out with me. I do. I really, really do. The platform will continue to grow. Please continue to stay here and rock out with me. I got some good things coming. I got some interviews coming. I got some good shit coming. All right. And so make sure, again, you go to the link in my bio. Make sure, importantly, if you are interested in joining in on Coffee with Friends After Dark, make sure you are going to the link in my bio and you are going to my YouTube channel and you are subscribing and you are hitting the bell. Okay, I will not be having Coffee with Friends After Dark on IG, right? Because I don't want to be censored. Okay, it will be on YouTube. So make sure you are following me on YouTube. And when you go to YouTube and you subscribe and you hit the bell, don't leave because YouTube will remove your subscription. You have to look at a little video real quick. Give me a thumbs up, even comment on something. This way YouTube knows that your subscription is authentic. All right. And it remains. Some people might say, I did subscribe to you, but I don't see it anymore. That's because YouTube will remove your subscription if you are not participating on my page and with my videos. Okay. That's just how YouTube is. They're not trying to get, you got to remember YouTube monetizes after a certain amount of followers. So they're not here for the shits. They're not here for people just to be subscribing, right? They want to see authentic engagement on YouTube. All right. And so make sure you go to the link in my bio. And for all those that's interested in my other links, rawtodebone.com, where I have crop top hoodies. All right. Make sure you're going there. Get yourself a hoodie, get yourself a t-shirt, whatever it is you need. Get yourself something. But free support is always the best. Share my platform. Invite people in. Send some topics you want to talk about. Join the show as a guest. Co-host with me. Free support. That's what I'm talking about. But in the meantime, in between time, guys, this was Coffee with Friends. And I'm out. Peace, y'all. Hey.